Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel of Team Squadron. I'm Mazu, and today we are going to make our Grand Prix video of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in our Grand Prix series of our 2021 season. If you did miss the Monaco Grand Prix video, then be sure to smash that one to check that one out, and some information on our My Driver career mode. You can vote on our vote pool for free, so it won't cost you anything. So you can vote for free, and then or you vote over the comments in the comments below, so that we can go on with our My Driver series. So now let's get into our qualifying session. And as you can see now, we are doing our sightseeing lap once again, and yeah, and now let's get on with our track guide. Sector 1 has a lot of 90 degrees turns, so it's I think every turn is a 90 degrees turn, so as you can see, really steady to get through there, and yeah. So now we can get to the end of our sector 1, and here you can see another two 90 degrees turns, and the next turn is the entry to the castle section with the nice buildings and with the fans on the grandstands. So now this is the place where Grosjean crashed in 2018, and where he puts the where he said that Ericsson has got the fault that he crashed. So, and as you can see, we have hit the wall on the exit of this turn. As you can see now, this is a 2.5 kilometer straight, the longest straight we have on our F1 calendar. And just for information, next week is or in 2 weeks there is the French Grand Prix instead of the Canadian Grand Prix. So the French Grand Prix, and 1 week later we have the Austrian Grand Prix, and then the Styrian Grand Prix. So we do have another double race in Austria, but we will take the Canadian Grand Prix track for the Styrian Grand Prix. And as you can see, the big surprise to miss out on on Q2 is Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. We know that the 2020 Ferrari is really bad, but in the game the Ferrari is really decent. So it is a real surprise and a real shock that Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari has missed out on Q2. Now let's get into our Q2 session. As you can see, we are out on medium tires, so we do that for the strategy, for a one stop, for comfortably one stop for the race tomorrow, and yeah, that's why we are running the mediums instead of the softs. So now the long straight, we do have DRS incredibly late on this long straight across the line, and we are only P13, so that means we need to get out on a new set of soft tires to get through into the top 10 shootout, to get the best starting position for the race. And now let's see what we can get with this soft tire set. So just for information, we do have two further two fresh sets of soft tires, so don't worry, we can make 2 runs in Q3 on 2 new sets of soft tires. And as you can see, we are over 1.7 seconds up on the time we have set on the medium tires. So now let's see if we can get through into the top 10 shootout with our soft tires. That will be a bit tricky with the strategy in the race, but if we can get through to the top 10, we will make that in a good progress. Across the line in P2, so good effort from the team and from us too. And if you look on our result, Kvyat, Gasly, Sainz, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kevin Magnussen are out of in Q2. And Charles Leclerc is only P10 in Q2, so the next surprise that a Ferrari is could just make it through into the top 10 shootout, because just as I said, the Ferraris are really decent in the game, not in real life in the 2020 season, but in the game they are really decent. And yeah, so now let's get into our Q3 session. As you can see, we are out on a new set of soft tires as usual, because then we can get the fastest time, fastest possible time to get us the best possible starting grid position across the line, and we are onto provisional pole as it stands at the moment now. But we need to get another lap in, because Hamilton isn't far away from us if you look on the timing screen. And yeah, so now the DRS here is available for us, and now let's look if we can better our time. And if we look on our top left screen, we can see we are still on provisional pole, but Hamilton is coming up to the line now, and he goes now onto provisional pole, as you can see on the top left. But we are over a second up on the time we need to get for provisional pole or for pole position. So is it possible that we can get pole on the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, where we are better than in Monaco? But let's see. So now we can go across the line, over a second gained. What's it gonna be for the race tomorrow? And we are on pole position for the race on the race day. So if we look on our other results, we are nearly a second ahead of Hamilton. Lance Stroll in the racing point on P3, so that's a surprise too. And Romain Grosjean in the Haas is on 6th place, and 7th, only 7th is Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes. But now let's go onto the grid and see where the race is bringing.
Es ist wieder an der Zeit für spannende Formel 1 Action. Wer wird als Sieger aus dem Rennen von Baku hervorgehen? In Kürze werden wir hier loslegen. Willkommen zum großen Preis von Aserbaidschan. Der Baku City Circuit hat eine Länge von ungefähr 6 Kilometer und bietet 20 Kurven sowie 2 DRS-Zonen. Die komplette Strecke geht durch die Stadt. Das Herzstück ist die Fahrt durch die Altstadt, und dabei sieht man sogar die mittelalterliche Stadtmauer. Doch so schön die Kulisse auch sein mag, diese Strecke ist extrem anspruchsvoll. Der kleinste Fehler kann hier katastrophale Auswirkungen für die Fahrer haben. Und wie immer sitzt heute Stefan Römer neben mir in der Kommentatorenkabine. Erklär doch mal ganz kurz, was genau die Fahrer tun werden, um das Gerangel bei Kurve 1 zu überstehen.
Es gibt 3 Dinge, die man besonders beachten muss, Heiko. Positionierung, Aufmerksamkeit und Disziplin. Erstmal muss man einen guten Platz für das Auto finden, wo man auch genug Luft hat, um auf die anderen zu reagieren. Dann muss man noch die Spiegel im Auge behalten und auf die Geräusche um einen herum achten, damit man weiß, wo die anderen alle sind. Und zu guter Letzt darf man nicht zu gierig sein. Nur weil man eine Lücke sieht, muss man nicht unbedingt reinfahren.
Gehen wir die Startaufstellung der Fahrer für das aufregende Rennen von heute durch. Der junge Superstar Max Verstappen startet und Lewis Hamilton macht die erste Reihe komplett. Und in der restlichen Startaufstellung von heute haben wir Stroll, Ricciardo, Alexander Albon und Grosjean, Bottas, Norris, Ocon und Charles Leclerc, Kvyat, Gasly, Carlos Sainz und Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Perez, Kimi Räikkönen und Sebastian Vettel, Russell und Nicolas Latifi. Gleich werden die 5 roten Lichter erlöschen, und wir sind gespannt, wer heute hier triumphieren wird.
Okay, es geht los. Ich weiß, wozu du fähig bist. Also lass mich heute nicht hängen.
So thank you for the moderators for that words, and I would like to say sorry for the German words, because yeah, the settings were on the German language for the German language video. So in the further videos we are going to make the English moderators, so that they are talking English, and the German subtitles. So our strategy, we are going on the 2-stop because the forecast said it will be raining in the mid-race, so the mediums do have more grip during the rain, and now we can go to our 5 red lights. 5 red lights are out and we are on the way, and it's a good start for us, but Hamilton has got the better getaway, but we can hold our position into the first turn, and in the second turns too. It was a good start for us, so we have maintained our first position, and Hamilton in second place and Lance Stroll in third, and our teammate Alexander Albon is in fifth, so it isn't a bad standing either for us if it stands right now. So now we can go into the castle section. We ran over the curb, that's cost us a bit of time, so that's why Hamilton is a bit near to us right now. But yeah, we could hold our position and stay first on the row, and Hamilton is now second and Lance Stroll third. So now we can get to the end of our first lap, and yeah. So, and if you want to see the My Driver videos in English too, then write it in the comments below that I know that, then I will start a new career for the English channel, because I've deleted the video clips for the German ones, and there you can only hear the German voice, so it will be better if I make a new My Driver career in English. If you want to have one, and write it in the comments below, and yeah. So now we are into our second lap now, and we do have some off-boards again in this race. After, I think in Monaco we did have off-boards too, but at the Spain Grand Prix, Portugal, and the Imola Grand Prix we didn't have off-boards. So if you like that one, then like the video and write in the comments what you can better under the hashtag video improvement. What could we improve on our videos? So what could we make better, if it's the commentary or if it's the editing? So write it down in the comments. We are happy for every comment we can get. So now lap 4, as you can see, we did grow 3 second, nearly 4 second gap to Lance Stroll, and he has overtaken Lewis Hamilton. So the Racing Point is ahead of the Mercedes. That is a surprise too, because you don't often get past a Mercedes as a Racing Point or an Aston Martin in 2021. But Vettel has managed to finish ahead of Hamilton at the Monaco Grand Prix in real life. So now we can see Lance Stroll against Hamilton, and Hamilton is gaining now on Lance Stroll. He's gaining, and he pulls out, and they are side by side into turn 1 now. It's they are still side by side, still wheel to wheel. So this is a beautiful battle we can see right now, and Lance Stroll is now still wheel to wheel into turn 2, and now on the straight, who's got the better acceleration, Hamilton or Stroll? Looks like Hamilton, because he's ahead now of Lance Stroll, and up into second place again. So nice to see the AI making that great battle. So good job by Codemasters, as we turn now to our POV. Lap number 5, as you can see, our pit window has opened, and we've asked Jeff if we can box this lap, because our tire wear is kicking in right now, as you can see, and we are avoiding an undercut now, basically, because Hamilton could come in too, and a nice pit stop from our crew to wait for a second, but we need to wait for Daniel Ricciardo, for the traffic, for Daniel Ricciardo to pass, and that's cost us a huge amount of time, and that could be really costly in terms of the race win. So really bad pit stop time for us, because yeah, Ricciardo has come into our way. So now we need to overtake some other cars, because every car in front of us has to pit, and we are going for the dive against Magnussen with contact with him into turn 3. Luckily we didn't get front wing damage, and we can continue this race and look to overtake now Danny Quert in the AlphaTauri in front of us. Both AlphaTauris have started on their hard tires, so they are still on a scrubbed set of hard tires, and we are on a fresh set of mediums, so that it should be pretty easy to overtake them. With Slipstream and ERS we are gaining now, and now we've got DRS to gain more than we've gained so far, and to overtake him on the straight into turn 1, and we could get the job done very easy, and we are up now into 7th place. So let's go on further into that lap. So we've set a purple first sector, and we are now right behind Pierre Gasly in the other AlphaTauri, contact with him on his rear end. So let's try to overtake him on that straight too, because he's also on a strapped set of hard tires, and Leclerc in the Ferrari has to pit too, because he's on a strapped set of soft tires. So it will be interesting in terms of the race win, because we've started on pole, and now we've tried to gain just like on Daniel Quert, and our teammate Alexander Albon is now comes into the pits, and as you can see we are gaining with Slipstream, ERS and DRS, and we are going for the move into turn 1 against Pierre Gasly late on the brakes, and we can get that job done against that AlphaTauri. And as you can see on lap 8, Perez, the only man to pit from the soft tire set, is now in, so we are back into the race lead. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton, that is further into the race, is battling with us, and we have called him napping, and now Lance Stroll is right on his back to try and overtake him again. So this will be really interesting what Lance Stroll could make now, because he is DRS, ERS and the Slipstream. Just we have overtaken him on Daniel Quert, and he's going side by side now with Lewis Hamilton, and he's breezing past very slowly on the Mercedes, and he is ahead of Lewis Hamilton. So Stroll is again overtaken Lewis Hamilton in the Merc, and yeah, that shows that the Racing Point has good pace and the driver has talent. So let's hope that we could see some more battles with Hamilton and Stroll, because that is the battle of the season so far. Because yeah, and Hamilton is now again side by side with Stroll, and they are again side by side just as before, but Stroll could maintain that second place and defending hard against Lewis Hamilton. And now Daniel Ricciardo is right on his gearbox, and it will be a really interesting situation, because we are pulling away now from Lance Stroll because of that fight, and Hamilton is still trying to get ahead again of this Racing Point. So the Racing Point is really quick with the Mercedes engine, and as you can see, I think Valtteri Bottas is stuck behind the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo. So it will be really interesting in terms of the podium places and the race win, because we, if you remember, we have committed to our two-stop strategy, so we need to pit again. But it will be raining further into the race, and now let's go into lap number 8. Yellow flags behind us, and the safety car is on the track again. Alexander Albon, our teammate, retired because of a mechanical failure So, and we do have a safety car. So we have a safety car now for every single race. One time per race minimum. We did have a safety car in I think it's in Spain and in Bahrain. We did have 2 safety cars, or in Portugal actually. So we did have some safety cars in every race so far, and we go on with this series, with this, yeah. So if we can continue that, we will get another safety car on the next race on the French Grand Prix. So, and if you are looking, as you can see on the left front tire or on the halo, the rain has started to fall down. So I think we need to change on the intermediate tires as the second tire set. We need to get the inters on, because the track is now getting really slippery because of that rain, and that will be really interesting in terms of the strategy now, because I think some other cars have pitted now or are going to pit this lap, and as you can see behind us, Hamilton and Stroll are battling again. If you can see it on the top left, Hamilton is coming into the pit. So now Bottas is ahead of Stroll and ahead of us as well. So Stroll has pitted along with Lewis Hamilton, and now Valtteri Bottas is ahead of us. The track is now really slippery, and we are going to pit this lap, as does Valtteri Bottas and Esteban Ocon behind us in the Renault. So, if you didn't know, and contact and the drift into the pit, really nice drift into the pit without damage, luckily without damage. And if you noticed, so we do play the F1 2021 Grand Prix series on the F1 2020 game without the F1 2021. So we do have the old drivers and the old teams. So Renault instead of Alpine, and Racing Point instead of Aston Martin, and we do have Paris in Racing Point and Ricciardo in Renault still. So sorry for that, apologies for that. And yeah, as you can see, Bottas ahead of us, and Lewis Hamilton has jumped us with the undercut. And as you can see now on the offboard, the sun is shining on the offboard, but that is because of my technical problems. They have come there when I was recording the offboard. So but on lap 23 we couldn't record the offboards anymore. So these are, I think, the rain moments when the rain started to fall. So the pit stop have been made. So after the pit stops, as you can see, Stroll ahead of Bottas, as you can see right now, and behind him, I think a Renault of Ocon or Ricciardo, and the other Mercedes of Hamilton. And this could be really interesting, because every driver ahead of us right now is going to the end on this set of inters. So we have to make a lot of overtakes if we want to get this victory, which we deserved. I think from my side we deserved that victory. Now lap 20 of 26. So now George Russell in the Williams is up to P6, so great strategy from the Williams team. And as you can see, we need to go into a lean mixture right now, because we don't have, we are negative fuel, and we are asking about the status report, and Paris is going to overtake Russell on that straight, and he does so. And now Paris is right behind us and is trying to overtake us onto the next straight, because he is, I think he's on rich mix, because he has enough fuel and we don't. So that will be interesting to the race. And as you can see, Ricciardo in third, Hamilton in 4th, and in 2nd is Valtteri Bottas. Which driver is in 3rd? I don't know. In 1st, I don't know right now, but you can see it on the race, at the end of the race, on the checkered flag, because I found out that the driver who's won that Grand Prix is in 1st place right now. Who it is? Let's see. And yeah, I don't want to tell you because it will be so excited, because I think no one has thought about this driver as the winner of this race. As you can see, we are drifting through every corner right now because we have so much overspeed because of the aerodynamics we've set for the dry race. So it will be interesting with Perez and Russell until the race ends, until the end of the race. So let's see what we can do to defend against Perez. As you can see, he is attacking us into this turn, and yeah. So let's look what we can do to defend, because I don't think it's going to be easy in the rain and with these fast driving drivers. So let's see, Perez is attacking us right now, and we could defend against him, but he is side by side with us now, and Russell is gaining on us, as does Raikkonen behind Russell. So we've used some ERS to get ahead of or stay ahead of Perez, and now on lap 24, so we have defended another lap, but on the straight it will be really dangerous with him, because the tire wear of this intermediate set is kicking in, and Daniel Ricciardo is now out of this Grand Prix. So he crashed with Lewis Hamilton, and he has retired of this Grand Prix. And I think Hamilton has damage, because we are gaining now on him slowly, but we are gaining. But we on this pace, I think we can't catch him, except he is pitting because of his damage. But I don't think Mercedes is going to do that, because he only has one lap to go, and Leclerc now is in 2nd place, so he has gained. And now we are weaving around to get some temperatures in the tires, and as you can see, we are fighting now with Perez to maintain this 4th position, and Russell has got past Perez and has got past us in the Williams. George Russell, what a race for him, what a race for Williams, as we can re-overtake him now into the drift corner now, and Perez has re-overtaken him too. They are still side by side, but Perez will come out front of Russell, as you can see now behind us and on our top left screen. So let's jump into the last lap of this Grand Prix, nearly on the same place, and Stroll is in the lead. So Lance Stroll is going to win this Grand Prix. So surprise, surprise, the Racing Point is winning now. So a quick Racing Point, very quick Racing Point. He's fought with Lewis Hamilton, he's fought with the Mercs, but it's Lance Stroll who wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So congrats to him, congrats to Racing Point. We are fighting away with Perez and Russell in the Williams. Charles Leclerc is going to come home in 2nd. Front wing damage right now, but I think we can cruise over the line with that damage. But congrats to Racing Point, because that was a super effort to get the race win. They deserved it, and Hamilton has come into the pits. So really interesting tactics from Mercedes. And the driver of the day is George Russell, because he started from 19th and gets 5th. Good job from him too. Congrats to Russell and Williams.
Und ein unglaublicher Sieg für Racing Point. Großartige Leistung. Stefan Römer, ein überwältigender Sieg heute. Was hat Sie denn von den anderen abgehoben?
Es war wirklich wichtig, dass sie die Reifentemperatur bei diesen nassen Bedingungen hochhalten konnten. Die meiste Zeit hat man sowieso keinen guten Grip und kalte Reifen verschlimmern die Situation noch weiter. Ihr großer Vorteil war es, dass sie den Gummi heute im richtigen Betriebsbereich halten konnten.
Das Team von Racing Point wird sehr froh über die heutige Leistung und das Endergebnis sein. Sie haben exzellentes fahrerisches Können und Teamarbeit gezeigt und einen wohlverdienten ersten Platz geholt. Also Stefan, damit endet ein weiteres fantastisches Rennwochenende. Vielen Dank an alle, die mit dabei waren. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal.
English talking commentator on the next Grand Prix and the German subtitle. I think it will be better to understand for you. Sorry, apologies for it, and yeah. So the race results: Lance Stroll has won the Grand Prix ahead of Leclerc and ourselves. Then Perez and Russell, and yeah, some impressive other drivers with impressive points for them. Now let's I would like to remind again on that vote poll. It is for free, and you can vote for the My Driver for the German series, and I'm going to make the English series if you want. Let me know in the comments below. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, subscribe and like. That's with the video. I'm Mazu. Goodbye.